r/ask Reddit. What's definitely getting out of hand? Jobs asking for 5+ years of experience being listed as entry level. My favorite one that I saw somewhere on Reddit was a programmer job asking for 10 years of experience in a programming language that wasn't even around 10 years ago. There was one that was something like an applicant being told they didn't have the necessary experience in a specific language, with the applicant pointing out that the language wasn't created that long ago and that they were the one who created it to begin with. Monthly subscriptions, not just streaming services, software, games and even vehicle features. It's like the MBAs from MBB have their hands in everything now. This is a huge contributing factor to how expensive living is today. You can never pay off a subscription. It is forever / until cancelled. Not to mention it's much more difficult to own physical media these days too. You're only licensing access, not taking ownership. Apps. Every business, website, service, you name it has its own damn app now. 3-factor authorization also means that I have to download several apps on my personal phone just to be able to access sites required by my employer to do my job. My work used to do that until a bunch of employees started insisting that if they are making us use our personal phones for work related reasons, i.e. authenticators, then they legally have to pay us a subsidy because they are forcing us to use equipment we paid for work. It apparently worked because a few months ago they all gave us a YubiKey and told us to delete the authenticators off our phones. Grocery prices, right? Is anyone else finding it harder and harder to just afford to live month on month? Definitely. The prices got high, but packets are smaller. The former normal size of everything are now family size in my country. Comment sections on social media. They used to be pretty fun to scroll through and engage with. Now it's mostly full of insufferable people who get off on arguing with strangers online, picking fights over literally anything. You've been on the internet a long time, fellow human. If you remember when the comments section wasn't a toxic cesspool. In fairness, so have I. Rent increases and mortgage rates. Housing in general is just too much. Too many rich people hopping on the landlord train. My previous place raised the rent 15% every year for 3 years to match market rates. We did not get 15% more amenity or service. It's sheer greed and lethargy. Every place asking for a tip uses the self-checkout kiosk. Would you like to leave a tip? Robots need to feed their families too. Already out of hand and has been for a while, but keeps getting worse. Advertisements everywhere. I find the worst part is the repetition. In one evening of TV watching I might see the same commercial 20 or 30 times. Sometimes the same commercial plays back to back, or twice within one break. There should be laws against this kind of spam. It's brainwashing. I grow to despise certain commercials. I'm sure I'm not alone in this. Why do we put up with it? And worse is that we pay for this shit. I can't stand the earworm jingles. There should definitely be a law restricting the number of times the same commercial can be used within a time frame. What kind of damage is this doing to kids and developing brains? The level of brightness on new car lights. Thanks Mr. New Car Driver, I didn't need my retinas anyway. I hate when I flash my brights cause I think these are on, but then they flash their actual brights, and I can't see colors for 3 days. Literally everything / everyone raising their prices for seriously everything. I have gotten so many we are raising our prices this year to growing inflation, and yes the items are smaller, you don't get the same as you did before, or the product is worse. They all say we need to raise the rates for something, because they can't afford to keep running their business on the prices now. But yet they show record profits. I'm looking at you sell, among others and others and others just like this. It's insane. I just got charged $49 for internet hosting. That was $22 3 years ago. It's maddening. Disney's remakes. These are ridiculous. They are remaking Moana. The damn movie isn't even 10 years old yet. Excuse me? I still think of that movie as new. And it was so good. Why would they do this? Ignorance. So many poorly educated people with no desire to learn. Self-education is now seen as a chore instead of a great skill or power. Knowledge is power. My brother's high school freshman schedule was just sent to us. Not one history class in the whole year. No wonder history is cyclical, because we are failing to teach the past. Meanwhile, in the other side of the spectrum, my county's school system does the same history like 5 times. The political divide in the US is the worst I've seen it in my 43 years on this planet. This and COVID made me realize how stupid and easily manipulated people truly are. Also explains 1930s Germany. Ads on YouTube. I remember the good old days when ads would never exceed 15 seconds. Now it's normal for a video to start with a 15-second ad, followed by a 5 to 6 second one. Sometimes I even get 2 15-second ads back to back. Not to mention the creators that are getting screwed over for randomly having their content labeled as kids content and getting comments turned off automatically, and the actual kids content is super messed up and unmoderated. Phone music and TikTok out loud in public. When did people stop using headphones, and why? I use headphones at home by myself. Why anyone would want to use a speaker in public is beyond me. Short videos on every social media app. It destroys the attention span and critical thinking abilities, mainly for children that grow up with these apps watching endless short videos. They will have no motivation to do something else that costs more effort, and it is truly concerning. Also, the number of longer videos instead of articles. I'm so fucking sick of seeing a news post on Reddit, clicking it, and it being a 10 to 15 minute video where the YouTuber just rambles on and on and on, when I could have been a 2-minute article of facts. This applies to major news outlets too. If I click on your link and it's just a video, I'm not watching. Let me read the article at my own pace so I can go look up things if I want / need to. Edit. Plug for the ad and sponsor block. It's crowdsourced flagging and can do auto skipping of tangential and promotional content. Cuts out the in-video ads. Inflation. Shockingly so, especially at the grocery store, and wages haven't risen to meet it. Yeah, my pay rise was 3% and my rent increased by 7%. You got a pay raise? Backquote main character syndrome. Social media feeding into people's narcissism. 100% this. The amount of self-absorbed, selfish, and entitled people that are around now infuriates me. Saw some girl get on a bus the other day and refused to pay because she's a girl and it was only down the road a bit, so why should she have to pay? And the fact the company makes loads of money anyway. Whatever makes them think they're so special and more deserving than others, I don't know, but they're wrong. Real estate prices. I'm finally earning a decent enough living to be able to own, and will be moving in next summer, but still can only afford condos or townhouses, and not even in my county. Have to go about 30 miles south, where it's a bit more affordable. Single family homes are all out. And for context, I net about $60,000 per year and live in New Jersey. Also, property taxes are insane here. Interest rates aren't looking good either. My wife and I got lucky and bought a home before the prices were stupid. But we can't sell our home because the next mortgage will be plus 7%. I'm paying 2.95% now. Why on earth would I sell my home just to double what I give away to the banks? People falsely claiming their dog is a service animal so they can take it with them anywhere they want. Very tired of aggressive people with poorly trained / threatening dogs decked out in service animal vests from Amazon. I was at Disneyland and saw a woman with 2 pugs dressed up as service dogs. Like, ma'am, your dog is constantly on the verge of asphyxiation and can barely think, that's to a low blood oxygen content. There's no way it's providing you with a life-saving service. Tipping. I was at a grocery self-checkout that asked for a tip. The self-checkout? For what? You did all the work. Tip herself and take a candy bar for free as a reward. Obligatory /s. People at the gym recording videos thinking everyone should let them have their way always at the gym, since they are recording. That is why I love swimming. You don't see that. Nowhere to keep your phone while you swim laps. The pressure from social media to look absolutely perfect at all times, to the point where everyday people are having surgery to alter their looks. How far filters have come is insane. I'm so glad I grew up in the 90s when all we had were magazines that made us feel shit about ourselves, and not social media and influencers. Armchair expertise. I've been on social media since Facebook required a college email to sign up. I have never seen more unqualified people running their dicklickers about things they have no knowledge of, deconstructing movies they haven't seen, criticizing all teachers when they literally can't name one, moaning about laws they couldn't comprehend if made to read. It's kind of amazing but worrisome. I'm a lawyer, and the worst for me is any kind of legal post on social media, news stories about ongoing cases, requests for advice, etc. I'm continually flabbergasted at the amount of people who will speak with total authority that have absolutely no idea what they are talking about. Thank you.